Good to go? All right, cool. I'm gonna borrow your pen for a little bit. I'm gonna call meeting to order. We don't really have quorum right now, but that's all right. We will start with the roll. So I'll go one by one. So George Alvarez, not here. Rudy Blanco,
Over here.
Eric Brandon, here. Steve Brimo, not here. Matthew Casamayo is here. Jose Llano,
Here.
Jessica Medina is not here. Manny Perez is not here. Romy is on the way. Andrea Chichi.
That's fine.
Cool. Magali Rubio, not here. John Tingle.
Here.
Carlos Padilla, not here, and Daniel Gonzalez, not here. Alrighty, cool. We will move on to orders of business, deferrals, additions, deletions. Does anybody have anything to add on? Anything come up over the course of the last month that's pressing on your brain?
I was just gonna say, I don't think
Can't do that without-
any emotion in it.
Oh, well, whatever. If anyone's got anything to throw in here, you know, there's a motion before we can talk about it. Casually talk about it. There we go, cool. Alrighty, cool. Move on to public comments. I know we've got some people here. And that's not necessarily, I don't know if that matters, right? Does that matter with, alright, cool. Public comments. If anybody has anything to say at this moment, I guess now would be your guys' time, if there's anything to jump in with. They got a spot on the agenda, so you're good.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Hi, I'm Vanessa. Can I sit here?
Yeah.
So, I do the marketing for Chella's, here in Mainland, as well as, BB's Bakehouse. And, the tenants are all kind of concerned with marketing efforts and those things with, you know, between the town and the Grams, and we kind of have like we want to present, I think we talked about doing like a liaison meeting between
Yep.
us, the town, and the Grams. So I kind of just wanted to give points to add to the agenda for that meeting. That's cool. So they wanted to talk about, the status of lighting up Main Street. Apparently there was some talk about putting up lights across the whole, like kind of like to light it up, it's a little bit dark at the moment. As well as, I don't know how much we can possibly do about this, but, these are just concerns that everybody kind of gave me. The movie theater needs improvement. It's kind of, that attracts not the greatest crowd. I don't know, again, what we could possibly do about that, but, you know, that's one of the things I want to talk about. They want to know more about the fountain and why they decided to change it from water to not water. They think that adding water back would attract more people, families, people to stick around. What else? Mandy Lake marketing in general. How can we work together to kind of market, you know, the town itself? And everything that we have to offer. There's tons of small businesses in our area. Main Street is a very unique property in regards to the rest of Miami. Like you can't find a Main Street pretty much in Wynwood, for example. Everything is really big here. It's like a small town, but it's lively. We've got really good places, shops, restaurants, all that good stuff. We also wanted to add to the agenda to figure out if there was budgeting or maybe just planning it out as far as photo opportunities. For example, they reference the umbrellas. Everybody knows when I say the umbrellas, everyone knows where the umbrellas are. Why can't we have one of those, you know? So it's something like that, like an art installment, maybe something that we do seasonal, quarterly, something like that. And then the last big one, we will all want to know who the merchant group is and how we can take more of a leadership position with them, or like maybe not leadership so much, but working together with a plan. For example, I used to do marketing. This is a side note, but I used to work with Wynwood a lot, and Wynwood has a business improvement district, and they would invite everybody to come and kind of do like a roundtable discussion of what everybody's up to, like for the big players, like, okay, like, for example, Chella's is hosting a Pina Colada Festival in July. Like, how can everybody kind of capitalize on that? How can we all invite outside people from Miami Lakes to visit Miami Lakes so it benefits everybody? So not just our event, like Chella's, it'll be a whole Miami Lakes initiative. That's pretty much it. I mean, I have a presentation that I think is mostly for that day, but it kind of is just like market research and how Miami Lakes can compare to, for example, Parker Gardens, Coco Walk, downtown Doral, City Place Doral. All these places can do it. They're humans just like we are, so we could definitely do it. It's just a matter of putting a plan in place. But yes, so those are the, I guess, agenda items that we wanted to add.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, we'll have we're like talking about that in the meeting and the agenda a little bit later on in the meeting. So you'll see
Okay.
we'll incorporate it all in that.
Yeah.
So thank you for that.
Yeah.
And you, David, or no?
I'm really here as Vanessa's bodyguard. But also representative of a Main Street business. We're fortunate that we're doing very well at Sweat 440. If you haven't been there, you can come for a free class anytime. I think, and I attended a meeting with many of the business owners, especially the restaurant business owners that are on Main Street, or Cella's right across. Well, they're on Main Street too, right? They're on the other side of 67. And one of the things that I heard that I thought was really valuable is how can we have the Grahams and the city and the town work together so that this can become a next level. You know, Doral has all these great places, City Place, downtown Doral. Wynwood has these special places. She mentioned the umbrellas, which pop up in different places, and big photo opportunities where people want to just show up just to take their picture there. And not only to have our Miami Lakes community, which I have grown to love more than I can express, but to have people from other communities coming into Miami Lakes to share in this, you know, special community that we have here. And how we can leverage the opportunity of, what's the committee called? The Grahams, Merchant Group. The Merchant Group, and work together with them and understand what their priorities are, and hopefully fit into their priorities so that we can drive Main Street back to, I moved here in 1992 from Ohio. Okay? So you can imagine the shock I was going through, but I remember coming to Main Street and it was the place to be. And, you know, over the years, we've slowly watched it kind of fall off, right? And I think lighting improvements, you know, events, the town being involved in things there too is a great opportunity to drive that back into its heyday. Because clearly that formula works in all these different communities, right? Doral and in hearing these business owners last night that are saying, you know what we really need is more people here. So how do we attract those people, and how do we leverage the marketing dollars to do that?
Definitely.
Yeah, for those here. Didn't we have before, or if we didn't have it, maybe we should have it, like a visitor center, like a visitor place. Most of the top cities have it, you know, if you go to Orlando, Montora, Tampa, you know, they have a visitor place, you know, you have, and I think Main Street would be a great location. It's a lot of the city.
That's what Kai's Markets itself.
And that's
is.
right. But I could see it actually, you know, a visitor place where you have everything there. You have all the brochures of all the companies, businesses.
Yeah. That was like an
Stores.
idea somebody
Yeah.
floated around.
Yeah,
in one of
yeah.
the meetings. They
Yeah.
wanted to do
I
like,
think that is.
they imagined it
Yeah.
in Sheila's Hotel, or not Sheila's Hotel, the Miami Lakes Hotel.
Right.
Like a big, like how when you go to Orlando, there's all the Disney.
There's all the-
The same thing, but like here, like
Right.
specials,
Correct.
like go to Chella's for a free drink, or go to Sweat for 40
Yeah.
for a workout, if you're just sitting, you know.
I think we need that.
No, I like that idea. And I've always liked the idea of doing a little bit more with Miami Lakes Biz website that we have, and using it as more of a hub for all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
'Cause I mean, I'm more the website guy, so.
Visitor place. visitor.
All right, cool. No, I like it. All right, cool. So we still on quorum, so I guess we can't do the approval of the minutes. So we'll just move on to the presentation if you guys wanna
Yeah.
jump in.
Definitely. First and foremost, it's good to see some friendly faces here. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Jeremy Bagdown, the Director of Parks and Recreation for the town. We are in an extremely preliminary phase of looking at a development for a linear, small park. When I say park, parks don't always mean regional Optimus or Royal Oaks. Parks are any green space recreational use that we can convert for that designated use only, right? Preserves us from not having parking lots built or anything else built. So one of the items that we were looking at, Jonathan, can I just use this mouse? Is actually a phase of our greenways and trails master plan. And the reason I'm coming to you guys is because it's actually in a very commercial industrial area. But there are benefits to not just the community, but also to these companies that are gonna be there. The biggest thing we're obviously pushing here with this as a Greenways and Trails Master Plan is that it's another means of, one is transportation, but two is activating in healthy recreational use, walking, biking, and so forth. The area we're gonna talk about in the project I'm looking at is the corner, actually the boundary of the town, southeast corner of the town. So along the side here on the right is 57th Ave, the canal, and then 57th Court. The bottom, you have 139th Street, the canal, and then west, what is that, West 84th. So complete, no neighborhoods in the area, but the goal is to convert this right of way along the canal into a long trail and linear park. Some of the immediate benefits that we anticipate and that we're looking to pursue is obviously some more dedicated recreational open green space. Right now it's just unmaintained canal right of way. Encouraging health and recreation. The trail is about half a mile long in its entirety. So if built out to its entirety, you're talking a mile back all the way up and back down. It already aligns and connects with our Greenways and Trails Master Plan. It is a facet of our adopted Greenways and Trails Master Plan. And also the biggest thing is it serves an area with no nearby parks. The entire eastern, let's go back real quick. The entire eastern portion, if you went north, just above here is the cemetery. All the way up, eventually you get into the Chick-fil-A area and all those businesses. There are no parks anywhere along there. So this is adding green space to an area right now that is severely, we are a town that prides ourselves in our park system, right? With 104 parks and 6.5 square miles. So this is kind of starting to meet some of the needs that we haven't gotten to. All right. What are we looking at? It's a half-mile trail, kind of winding along this right of way. A shelter for picnics with tables and then benches along the path with garbage bins, some of the additional features, trash cans, and then in areas that as we get closer to designing this out in its entirety, any areas that don't meet FDOT regulations as far as the closeness to the canal would need some split rail fencing to deter any bikers, anyone erroneously making their way into the canal. Like I said, it's a pretty straightforward concept right now, very basic, with a path, the same type of benches and park amenities that we use right now at all of our park sites. If the park sites don't have these yet, the mini parks capital plan just got funded. So we'll be continuing with a phased approach at converting more of our parks into this matching uniform palette of park amenities. And then a simple 12 by 12 shelter. So I'll go back real quick. The shelter is located let's go back. At the corner is where we would place the shelter, but obviously make sure that the path can continue without any impediment from the shelter for exercise reasons, going all the way up and then winding back down. Long-term, part of the town's comprehensive development master plan, essentially, these areas would eventually have sidewalks and connections for more pedestrian access to the park from both 57th and eventually on the 139th as well. Okay. So that's the base concept. That's what's always been anticipated for the project. Obviously, there's more here, right? We can look at exercise stations. Some of the things we talked about is if we do go that route, maybe having some of the businesses sponsor each one. They can sponsor, have their logo on the exercise station. Water fountains eventually, landscape enhancements, curbing, potential art installations. One thing is this is, as I mentioned, the corner of the town. There is, if we ever wanted to go large scale, art installation that is on the actual boundary of the town, we could look at something here. As a joke, I think somebody said a 30-foot cow. It's kind of like what Denver has, the large Bronco near the airport, something of that nature. But that's pretty much what some of the preliminary concepts we have. Some of the things we want to hear from you guys is obviously knowing maybe the business culture in that area. Is this something that you think they would want to see? Is there a benefit for them as employers, to employees, for health and wellness? Do you see them giving us buy-in? Because next part is part of the survey is we'll utilize the BTR sheet and kind of reach out to them and also get a survey done from them and the next nearest neighborhood. But is there anything that you guys see with this project that would cause issues, any input that you guys see?
What about parking?
So because it is based off of the Greenways Trails Master Plan, it is meant to be a connection and not a start site, right? So there wouldn't be right now a concept or a plan for.
I see a
adding
lot of the
parking.
dog park issue.
So that's where the main focus and push here is it should be pedestrian and
Right.
bicycle use. When it gets down to it, one of the things we talked about, I think at yesterday's NIC meeting is maybe we can look at with the companies there, if we need to work on an MOU for parking at certain times. If not, phasing a parking plan can be part of it. And adding parking now makes it a little more of a use from the outside
Right.
than the town. The whole point is you would just traverse the town through the Greenways and Trails Master Plan. But that's definitely something we can look at the phase in.
Well, just with a shelter, for example, like that encourages people to
Hang out.
come and hang out, which is why I asked about that.
Yeah, and the main focus on the shelter there would be, again, the businesses in the area can use it as picnic, as a lunch spot, kind of get out of the office and so forth, but that's definitely
Yeah.
something we can look at, also adding a phase, and I know NIC mentioned it as well. But that's something to look into.
This reminds me a lot, I don't know if you're familiar with, Miami Springs, they have,
Yes.
it reminds me a lot of that, the only thing that I didn't see mentioned that they have.
Bollards,
The what?
the lighting bollards?
Eso mismo,
Yeah.
yeah, the free lights.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with how well lit that area is, especially if people are gonna, I would imagine it's not, right?
Not, especially not
Yeah.
along the pathway. If
Right.
there's any lighting, it's gonna be roadway. and
Right.
We're gonna be about 20-something feet inward,
Right.
so that is something they brought up as well, looking at phasing in bollards to go
Mhm.
ahead and light the trail at night.
Exactly,
And
yep,
that way, especially during the winter, you can elongate the use of it in the
Sure.
evenings.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
definitely
I
good
just
point.
wanted to touch base on what she had mentioned, the parking should be considered just because unlike Miami Springs where their homes literally across the
Across the
street.
street, right, this is commercial.
And within
Yeah.
walking distance, there is no home within there's no Miami Lakes residence within walking distance of that area. So more often than not, they can either get there by bike or they're gonna get there by car and, walk around there and do their exercise, but they would need some type of car parking. And I don't think it would be an issue because more often than not, it would be in the evenings and in the weekends, and that whole entire area is empty. And so I'm sure someone could agree.
Yeah, when we say that area, we mean the businesses.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
like,
okay.
areas, like that whole, like any business that's attached to that is not, it's nothing, it's an industrial area, so it's not open on the weekends or in the evening, so
You would be able.
it should be okay to get
Yeah, but
the
I-
parking, borrowed from.
Yeah.
But you would be
That's-
closer.
Yeah, a little history there. I think I visited most of those firms along there. And a lot of them are very private. They don't want a lot of people hanging around because they're doing specific jobs. And I know we had to get approval just to go into the parking lots. And that was difficult. They were really checking on us. They just don't want a lot of people hanging around those 2 or 3 specific places. They have guards around because they're looking, but I remember doing this many years ago, Wayne Slayton and Dizzy and the whole gang. We had to get special permission to go in the area and walk around those parking lots and then go into these places. They had a lot of security. So I don't know if that's going to be an issue, but what happened back, quite a few years ago, I'm sure what happened today too. I don't know if it's going to be a negative effect, but certainly they should be asked about that. If they're gonna, go with that. I mean, yeah, it might be great for the kids, or for the employees, but that was the impression I had going to those 2 or 3 firms there. They're really very tough to penetrate.
Yeah, the goal there would be to get at least send the information to all of them on the survey, let them know, hey, we're looking at this.
Yeah.
And if there's definitely gonna be a line at the end, any feedback kind of open
Yeah.
to get from them. Okay, that's good to know.
Well,
That's something that I would.
I've just been
have an
around
insight
so
on.
long. I remember these things, and it was just not easy to get into some of those factories.
Do we know if, are they still there? Same,
Yeah, it's the same ones.
Okay.
I think it's Hartwood or Hartwick, whatever it is. They make very special heart paces, and they don't let anybody near the place. They were $100,000. This is many years ago, by the way. They were $100,000 a piece, and to get into that place was really rough. even in the parking lot stuff, they watch you, where you take it out, where you're going. And there's another one after that that's also well known, that go down that list, so, yeah, it's just an idea, I would bring that up to the people.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
When you do it, because, that happened to us.
Yeah, good to know.
And the other thing is, I don't know how many of you frequent there, but 60th Ave, we already developed that trail that goes all the way along 60th Ave. And it's used quite often. It's used quite often, both recreationally, but also used for individuals that eventually get to the nearest bus route and so forth. It's pretty heavily used.
A lot of trees makes it usable.
Yep.
There's no trees in this place.
Yeah. Then that's part of the other landscape enhancements.
Yeah, you know,
We can then start to plant
big trees make a
accordingly,
big
yeah.
difference.
So here, I just looked on Google real quick, what's there now at that corner is US Pharma.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it seems like they own like the entire facility that takes the curve. Yeah.
That's there. And the other was, I think it's called Hartman or Hartwig or something like that.
Yeah, we'll take a look and when we compile the BTR list and kind of on our deliverables, who we're gonna send to, we'll make sure we kind of account for everybody and we'll look for anything relating to that name.
Yeah, just get feedback, saying that there are people walking around and they'll be all different, they're coming from all over, there won't be any security, won't be any security, no one's gonna check them, or check them out.
Correct.
So they're gonna have that, I would think they would have that question.
Okay.
So,
Any other questions?
Timeline that you guys are looking at?
So the grant session will open up now in August. Decision is made by, I think it's the 30th of September. Pretty quick turnaround. We're probably looking at next fiscal year is when all of it will take place. But probably opening up sometime around February.
So it'll get built out end of this year for use next year, February.
More than
Is the plan.
That's the plan. Awarded grant funds, and no issues on implementation development of site. And then I didn't mention, I know it's a part of the Greenways and Trails Master Plan, but this has also been something that's been kind of on our books for a while. As far as the identifying this space, and developing something in this area, so it's not something that's kind of recent, it's been within the department for a little bit now.
Is there
All good?
anything that you need from us now?
Input,
Just
and
input.
things like that, that's
Yeah,
phenomenal to know, especially before we even go to the outreach to the community directly, so now we know that site security might be something that we have to look
farmer,
into.
you can guess that farmer, and the other one is 100,000, each of those machines is $100,000 for a machine to keep your heart going.
That's not even
That was-
post-COVID
that was-
pricing.
Yeah.
15 years ago, folks.
Yeah.
So, it's a long time.
So yeah, and then any other information you can, if you have any questions or any follow-up or anything you guys want to provide or chime in with us, you can just get in contact with Jonathan and he'll put you directly in contact with me. And like I said, I appreciate you guys' time. I even more so appreciate you guys are all volunteers doing this. So thank you for that and thank you for hearing me out. So
Thanks, man.
have a good rest of your meeting.
Thanks, Ernie.
Thanks so much.
You guys.
Say hi to Ernie. My buddy Ernie.
Ernie?
Ernie, he worked with my son for many years, so.
Awesome. Soto, right? You're talking about Ernie Soto?
Big guy, so
Yeah.
he's highly old.
No, we converted him. He's Miami
I know,
Lakes.
yeah.
We converted him. All right, guys, take care.
Alright, cool. Alright, so we'll move on to budget. There's not really much to discuss at this point. I think we talked about that last time. We can't really vote on anything right now. So,
We submitted the budget.
yeah, so we're pretty much on that for now. Just
Pretty much.
Yeah. So I'll move on to old business. So again, these are two things we can't vote on, but we can at least take a look at them. Gani finished the video. He finished the voice updates, the scripting updates that you guys had.
Are you
Yeah,
good? Don't worry.
Notes about.
Yeah.
The phrasing of growing beautifully and then.
Something about
Other,
that.
but not necessarily.
Oh, that's right, that was smaller. Yeah. So
But that was
those-
already decided on, if it's fixed, yeah, I don't see a need for.
Yeah, that's all right. We don't have to play it right now, but we'll send it over. I don't think we have it up anyways, but we'll send it out in a mass email to everybody so everybody can check it out. But that's gonna be the video. We're gonna Put the stamp on it. It's got the changes, we did some revisions of the script, that's what we got, and then let's see, maybe we can do something with it. Yeah, I saw your pen.
No, it's fine. I've been glancing over this thing. Thank you.
But yeah, so I guess we can think about, we'll talk about it next meeting, I'll put it in new business, think how we can use it. You know, maybe we can use it in marketing things, I don't know if it fits your strict social media rules, Jonathan, to go on the page. But we can figure out a way to maybe make it work for something that we do, maybe it goes in the background of the next chamber meeting, I can put it, something along those lines.
Push that occupier feed. but
Yeah, and we can put it up on in the next expo,
Like a functional
I'm thinking of different
commercial.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, like different, we can use it in different situations. But cool, we'll talk about it in the next one. But yeah, so keep your eye out for that email. Then the other thing here is this pull-up banner that Victoria from Mason Graphics designed. So you guys can let me know what we think. I kind of just gave her the basics of what we do as it was listed on the website. So it was those three things is what we do for the most part. And then that was the little blurb. We kept it kind of short, just to kind of, you know, it's just gonna be a pull-up display. It's nothing crazy. It's just gonna be there when we're at expos and things like that. Just to let people know where to find more. I was thinking maybe if we want to feature the website a little bit more, it's just like right now we're not really doing anything with it. So it would just be maybe for the future, but that's the only thing.
I love the logo. My only comment is on the blurb. Should we put our mission statement on the blurb instead? Because it sounds like it's trying to be the mission statement without being the official mission statement.
Yeah, it's like a shorter, more
Right.
shorthand colloquial kind of version, but we can.
Okay.
do one that's more formal.
I'm just throwing it out there. Yeah.
Is that on the website, the mission statement, or no? You know where I can get it?
Yeah, it's on the website.
Oh, it's on this? Oh,
I
that's
don't
fine.
want every single one of these.
Good job, Matt. Good job.
I guess I send it every week, yeah, but it's not a problem. I write things by hand every week. All right, cool. I'll do that.
Instead of the hearts on the thing, can you use like the town's little tree on it
Yeah.
or something, just to? or-
Yeah, for sure. I like that idea.
Well, I was gonna say hardware, but no.
On the
Yeah,
water.
Yeah, I like that.
You
idea.
know, the little tree.
Any
On the watering can, yeah.
I like it. So MiamiLakesBiz.net, is that just for us here at EDC or?
That's like
is
supposed to be
that-
our website, I guess.
Right, okay, because we voted to discontinue.
Local,
our-
yeah.
Right, so, you know,
Yeah.
My little
Yeah.
update on that is the motion or the decision kind of came a little like just.
You're late?
Yeah,
really,
Yeah,
ooh,
like
Eric's not gonna be happy about that.
um. I don't think it's been completely useless though. I think we need to get another report, but I don't think it's been completely useless with our new website especially. It integrates pretty well. So, I mean, maybe that's me just trying to cope with the fact that we,
We're stuck.
we're stuck in that sense,
Well,
but
I do think it's up to the user, right? If
Right.
we're not using it to its ability, then you're right, it is gonna be.
Yeah.
What it is.
Yeah. That's why we have Andrea giving a fantastic presentation at the boot camp. It's gonna feature that.
I'm gonna be
so
pulling
well.
up local
Yeah.
in town.
You're doing a whole lot.
I really feel like you're going.
Nobody, oh thank God Carlos isn't at this meeting. Nobody told him that that was renewed.
I had,
He felt very strongly.
I
about
knew we
that.
were,
I knew we were
Eric,
right
yeah,
there.
yeah.
I knew we were right there because it's an offset payment. It's
Yeah.
like, I mean, it's 8 months, 4 months, and
Yeah.
as we were talking in the meeting. was
Anyways,
doing the
I
math.
don't wanna digress. I don't wanna take away from where we're at right now on the agenda, but yeah.
Yeah, that's a bummer. But that's fine.
But
Maybe
all
they
the
do-
more,
maybe
all the
now we
more
can try to push it a
reason
little
to
bit
put the website on the banner.
Yeah.
Because we gotta make use of it.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah.
one thing that I wanna do, once we're done with the boot camp, I know we're in a good spot. Well, once we're done with that, like, once it's already like happened, and once the Main Street collab thing has also happened,
Mhm.
I want that next project to be a little bit that website. I really think we can do good with it.
Yeah.
And like, I know I'm the website guy, but still, like, I really think we can make it
And
like
that's
a
what the
visitor
local-
center hub, that's what it's supposed to be.
Correct, and I
Yeah.
think the local intel, the way it's in the current website, it's like hidden.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see it, but unless you know what it is, it's really
Right.
Yeah.
not user friendly.
I have a question
And if you look
regarding
at other
the
municipalities,
icon
you can
for
see-
the business boot camps. Do we wanna call it business boot camps? Do we wanna change that to annual business boot camp? Oh no, I'm just,
I don't know, you let me know, that's why, right now, I just, like I said, I grabbed the 3 that was on the website, that's what's sort of listed that we did on the website, just those 3 things. But that's why I'm super open to changing anything, so whatever you think. Cause business bootcamp sounds a little bit like flippant, it doesn't sound too professional. That's why I
yeah,
really like.
like I,
business seminars, webinars, where's business,
Like learning opportunities or something like
Yeah.
that, educational or something.
yeah.
I
I'm
think
thinking like
learning
college.
opportunities is good, because it keeps it open, because if we put annual business boot camp, now we're like signing in blood that we're
Yeah.
doing that once a year. If we put business boot camps, it sounds really flippant, but if you put like something like learning opportunities or, you know, business education,
I like that.
something like that, it leaves it open
think I
to
like-
whatever we decide to do that year, yeah.
I think I like business
Business
education.
education,
I think I like
there you
that.
go, let's do that.
Or opportunities,
Yeah.
business education, or opportunities.
Yeah. We'll see what fits.
So let's see what
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah, and that keeps it broad enough that we can
I
use
like
this
it.
for a few
For
years,
future
or
years, yeah.
many years, and then we're good.
Sweet.
Cool, and I like the little thing of the hearts, the
Yeah.
trees, make it a little bit more Miami Lakes,
Yeah.
yeah. And no, maybe instead of, well, I'll let Victoria play with it. Alright, cool, cool. Alrighty, cool beans, I know we can't really vote on it, but whatever, I have those little lists of changes, and I'll talk about it with the people. Alright, awesome, so we want the new business, so the next official business networking social with El Pimiento Manila Espresso, July 24th at 5:30. I reached out to them, El Pimiento got back to me, they said they're super open for it, they're down, they're excited, Vanilla Espresso. I reached out to them, I called them, I haven't talked to them just yet, but I sent in the big dogs, I sent in my best man about a couple of weeks ago. And he saw them and they also expressed their interest, that they were interested, so I just need to get confirmation from them 100%. But El Pimiento said yes, so we have at least from them for sure,
Okay,
and then Vanilla
Maybe help I
Espresso.
get also, I have direct contact with Damien, with the owner.
Oh, for sure, yeah, I think I called Lily, which is maybe his wife or
Oh,
his
yeah.
partner, I don't know who it
I
is,
usually
but.
speak to him, I don't know.
Cool, yeah, I mean, if you can, I actually appreciate that, just let him know, maybe send him my number if you don't mind, and
Yeah,
then
okay.
something simple as that. And then that'll be cool, and then that'll be a nice little event, I'm gonna start doing the pushing for that on the chamber side of things. And then I guess I'll send you the flyer, maybe we can put it on a story or something like that. Cool. The next thing is the EDC bootcamp event, so. Romy, I know you've been working on that.
yep,
My update for you real quick before you go into the little status update is I sent Jonathan the Anna G. Mendez location like application. And I spoke to her at the last chamber event. She was there, the president of Anna G, and she said she's excited and she's looking forward to it. And you know, I
Got
can
it.
make it work. We just have to
sweet.
fill that thing out. The only thing is I'm not sure, we didn't really discuss pricing or anything of that sort.
Yeah,
I don't really know how that would work. And on the application, it's just
I had
blank.
no reference.
Exactly, it's just blank in the application, like where it says dollar amount, it's a blank thing. So I don't know if they're gonna
Push for
spring that up.
donation.
Yeah, that's why I don't know. I don't know if that was left blank on purpose or if they're gonna spring that up on us after or like.
No,
There was-
let's get that addressed
Yeah, so we gotta-
before,
Yeah, yeah.
let's
So
get
that's
that
why,
addressed before the next subcommittee meeting that we have, so yeah, that'll be good, okay, cool.
There wasn't like a pricing scale that I could. reference.
no, there wasn't,
Okay,
that's why, it
so-
was just the application. She told me to fill it out and, you know, like fill it out with what we needed to and get in contact with her and her lady that's in charge, which is Elena, which, I guess I can give to Jonathan as well to share with the subcommittee.
Okay, so that application has been filed,
No, we have
No.
to fill it out.
okay.
And I
Yeah.
could go Legal.
That's right, cause I know it involves Jonathan and stuff at that point.
Got it, okay, so question, our next subcommittee meeting is, hold on. I have it here somewhere.
Yeah, I think she told me she just needed to know, estimate a number of people, is what she told me is like the most important thing.
Do
for
we
them.
remember how much the room holds?
Where, here or?
No, Anna.
That's why I'm not 100% sure.
I mean, I would attempt to fill the room. I know last year we had, I think we welcomed that day, like over, we hit almost like 80 something people coming into the town chamber. So I don't know how much that room holds, but I would hope that maybe we can double that.
Okay,
It would be my goal.
okay, cool.
Yeah, with
Is-
with the
Is it
additional marketing.
possible, Jonathan, I can CC, you know, if we had a conversation going between Romy, myself, you, and the people from Energy, it doesn't mess with anything sunshine related, right? Or no?
I
If you were involved, I guess,
generally
or-
try to stay clear of this. That's communication with. Between committee members, so
Okay,
probably just me,
okay,
but that's something that I can be a conduit and,
yeah, okay, that's fine then.
so.
Okay, no worries. Then.
This is I don't think there is a date.
I don't think we got it, I have, actually, no, yeah, my last date on my calendar is April 30th, so I guess we didn't set a date. Like, but I don't know, for whatever reason on my calendar, I don't have anything, notating our next meeting, but I thought we discussed like when Carlos was back and all that. Anywho, the update that I do have for you guys, so all of our speakers are confirmed. Really the biggest thing that was pending was the venue, which at least we've got the application filled out, provided that we secure, God bless you, Anna G. Mendez. Then the next thing would be securing the networking happy hour, location, which in that case, the ideal, I think, would be Mi Vitrola.
Yeah.
So hopefully that combo works out, but I'd love to figure that out, like maybe in, before the next subcommittee meeting so that we can plan for backups if we need to. All of the speakers have been contacted and, they're already starting to submit headshots, logos, etc.
Cool.
There's a calendar invite for all of them. They know that the deadline to submit any kind of collateral, if they're gonna present something, is September 1st. So 20 days in advance of the big day, so that should be more than enough time.
Awesome.
The only thing that's pending to confirm in terms of speakers is to hear back from Danny Angel, our code compliance person, because he's out of town right now. So, yeah, so we're just waiting for him to be back. And that would be partnering up with Andrea, during the segment Growing Beautifully. Everyone else is confirmed. And then the last thing that we're pending in terms of speakers, and George isn't here, but George begrudgingly agreed to be the third panelist
Oh,
on the Show Me the Money panel. So for you guys, we came up, so we're really trying to push marketing this year so that we can have a cool, like how Gables did, like a cool flyer, email, to get people excited about it. So the title of the business bootcamp is going to be our 2024 business bootcamp, practices to better your business. So our first panel is called From Solo to Squad, Navigating Compliance as Your Business Grows. Our second panel is going to be called Show Me the Money, a playbook for small business capital. Our third panel, which is Tico's presentation, is going to be called Socialize Your Biz, Leveraging Social Media to Build Your Business. And then our fourth panel is Growing Beautifully, Doing Business in the Town of Miami Lakes. And then the last one, which is like our motivational speaker, is called Building Dreams from Scratch, Lessons Learned on the Road from Rags to Riches. So those are going to be, that's what's going to come up on the marketing flyer. And, we're going to have AC Graphics jazz it up with, speaker photos and a cool backdrop and all that good stuff. So on the Show Me the Money panel, that's actually going to be the only panel. So that one, we've got two segments that have joint presenters, but they're going to work together to make a cohesive presentation. So Andrea and Danny are teaming up. I'm teaming up with Suhail, and we're doing a collective presentation. On the capital panel, which is, how to raise capital, how to find capital as a small business, we're actually going to have a panel. Carlos, who's taken a really big role in helping us plan the event, he's going to moderate that section. So Matt's going to moderate the entire thing. And then Carlos is going to take ownership of that panel, come up with the questions. And I also want your guys' help on coming up with questions that we're going to spoon feed to the three panelists and just basically tee them up to answer. So we've got three people that are in the banking world. We've got Angel Leon again from Prospera. He's confirmed and he's super excited. We've got Alejandro, the SBA lender that Jose recommended. I already spoke to him. He's all good. And then we're looking for a third one. Our backup right now is George from our committee. But we're looking, and he had this idea last time he came to the subcommittee. He had a really good idea that I thought was really applicable to the boot camp, which is having someone, which I'm sure that Alejandro and Angel can both speak to it, but someone that is someone that does a lot of personal lending or very small business lending, not SBA, but small business loans. So like not the big mama $1 million loans with people that have been in business for 2 decades. We're talking about people that are maybe in their 5 years of business that, that can speak to, this is how, so that can speak to, hey, business owner, you want to take your side hustle to a full-time thing and you need money. This is how you can present yourself to a bank to really have your best shot at getting lending. Or these are the things that they won't tell you. You are more than likely going to have to take out a personal loan. You have all these other options for funding your business, like a HELOC. Or taking a loan out of your 401k if you're with an employer, things of that nature.
Thank you very much.
So,
But
Bank of America.
So who's doing it on her own? She's doing
No, I-
consulting only. That would be great.
But she Bank of America, then it was.
Yeah, that's also.
I'll get you the name,
No,
Yes?
we have
Okay.
And I'll give you a name.
But she-
Dana Marquezine.
but it's SBA seven
I
A,
know, but
which
that's
is.
not what she's saying. What
Yes,
she's
you
saying
can.
is another-
It's separate.
We have
First
two,
of all,
we have two different guys. We already have a guy that's an SBA,
No,
so,
but-
yeah,
He
SBA,
only does 504s.
okay,
He can't speak 7E.
okay,
It's like two
that's
different.
right, I've seen it.
Yeah, he
Okay.
can't do it.
okay,
So there's a specialist in 7As.
Okay.
Which is capital. Like when you need if you're buying a property, that's the guy that's coming.
right,
So you're trying to get an owner occupied property, you're trying to buy equipment for your business, that's Alejandro. If you're trying to get working capital or buy an existing business, that's 7A.
Right.
That's like a whole other animal. So
Right.
there's people that are very specialized in that.
okay,
And these smaller, they work on projections, they work on, that's what this is catered to.
correct.
So there's somebody that used to work for US Century that was the head of the SBA 7A that she now went on her own.
Is this the lady that we had last year?
She didn't come last year. Her name is Ludmila.
Okay.
And she's doing now only consulting. So
Okay.
banks actually use
Use
her
her,
to consult them on 7A.
I think that would be great.
And yeah, so she has, I think it would be a good fit.
I think that would be great.
for.
If you guys can give me her contact info.
Yeah,
Oh, finally, son of a.
I can put you in a,
It's taking me forever. I've been tethering off my phone. Um. Okay, so, Ludmila.
but I do see a lot of value in what you were saying. And that's not gonna be hit on any of them.
Okay, so
Um,
who would that be? Who, I mean, I can speak on that, you know what I mean? Like, I tell people that all the time, but, you know, I'm doing my thing on compliance and whatnot. I don't wanna, you know,
Yeah,
and it would be confusing to throw it in there, so I don't wanna.
I mean, I think George, he would know.
I think Lumina might be,
No, Lumina
Okay.
no, that's based on innocent.
but that's where you would go to.
No,
Okay,
but if you
capital
need to get an
funds.
HELOC. If you need to dig into your personal in order to get started at least.
That's what I'm saying, is I think we have, I mean, yes, we have a lot of people are attending that are maybe like in their first 2 to 5 years of business, but we also have a lot of people attending that are just starting. And for those people that are just starting, I mean, you know, concept number 1 is you need to have your books in order. Like somebody that to tell them, if you show up to a bank and you're not on QuickBooks, you don't have a P&L, like don't even walk into the bank because they're gonna lock you out of the bank, you know? So you need to have the basics of your business ready to present. And then you also need to understand and be prepared that if you don't have that prepared, you need to consider personal loans. So that, you know, you have personal stake in your business. If your business is not there yet to qualify for lending, this is where you go, you know?
There are,
Like a Bank of America small. but-
yeah, that's what I was gonna
A
say.
small
There
bank.
are big banks
Wow.
that would cater to something like
That's
that.
what-
Like if you come to a US Century and you tell them, I want for my, I can help you. I
Okay,
mean, I'll refer you to somebody that can do a HELOC, that somebody
Okay.
that can do, but I can't help you because I won't,
Small business. bank.
unless you would qualify for an SBA product,
Mhm.
I can't really do anything with that.
anybody familiar with one of like, what big banks do we have in town? We have Chase,
Bank of America.
Maybe try Jerry from TD.
Jerry. from
Ah,
TD.
Jerry
Oh,
Menendez,
that's-
Jerry Menendez from TD Bank.
They do.
Yeah.
A credit driven.
Yes.
Small business loans.
Yes.
I don't know what their appetite is for it right now, but historically they
They
don't.
just opened it, they just opened it.
We do them, but our appetite is.
Yeah, Jerry might be
Okay.
open to that.
That's what I
They just
figured.
opened it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jerry's very open.
Jerry
to
Menendez.
opportunities.
But Jerry might be, Jerry, if they're still doing them. and
I
they
mean,
have
you
an
guys, it
appetite for
doesn't
them,
have to
very
be
well.
somebody that's selling what we're talking about, it
It's
just
just
has to be
somebody
somebody
that
who's
knows
knowledgeable, yeah. So like, if one of you guys is knowledgeable on that, you know,
I think
and
Jose is super knowledgeable.
I agree that Jose would be super knowledgeable, but Jose ignores me every time I ask him to just do this. All in favor of Jose Llano filling the slot? Thank you. And I don't have to call
You
me
gotta
two
put him on
people.
the spot.
Dios mío.
So it'll be 4.
It'll be 4? Okay, so we're gonna do
I
Ludmila?
think you still need a Lumina.
Okay.
I really think. it
I
would
mean,
be a
each of
gap.
you is gonna get maybe like 2 questions, you know what I mean? It's gonna be like fast, because we don't have time for 4 people to answer 5 questions each,
But it
you
would
know?
be another good resource to have there regardless for people to use.
Okay, great.
Doesn't Bank United do that too?
Yes.
I think. You know,
United, I was thinking about.
I'm knocking on doors all the
No,
time.
just-
No?
Yeah.
You won't-
But he won't, right.
No, they won't, they don't have.
Okay.
They don't-
What's her name?
Popular,
Mina
Banco
what,
Popular,
Mina?
huh?
Check
Bank
it out.
Bank of America, I know they do for sure.
It's not as bad.
I know, yes,
Like,
that. The one right in front of our mall.
Perfect. Okay, you will connect with
Yeah.
her, please?
All right,
Thank you.
ya le Montesinos. Perfect.
Okay,
Great. He does a small business practice for Bank of America.
Already awesome.
okay, so we've got a third and, okay, so I can tell George he is relieved, third and fourth. He was like, but I'll do it if you need me. I'm like,
So
oh.
if Janet's willing to do it, they have more of an appetite for it, that might be.
Oh, cool.
Ya le Montesinos from Bank of America.
Okay,
The one right in front.
but again, I'm talking about
Yeah.
people who have no money, okay?
That's
People who have no money, no
exactly-
business history,
exactly what,
zero.
that's exactly what it is.
Okay.
The small
What's the
business.
date again?
Huh?
What's the date?
This, 20th of September, it's a Friday.
In
I-
the morning.
I tell them to block from 9 to 12:30. And there's there's a networking lunch afterwards that they are very much encouraged to stay for. God bless you.
Cool.
Okay, let me see if I have any other updates for you guys.
He's at the Bank of America where.
The other one. Wait,
So we had every intention of getting a budget approved today, but I don't think that's gonna be possible because we can't vote, right? And in that budget, I just want you guys to know, we want to include a professional flyer done by AC Graphics, so we can market this a lot. And approving within the budget, food and giveaways. We are looking for a breakfast sponsor. So now that Josie's on the panel, maybe First Citizens wants to sponsor it. I don't know. Ideas. Maybe AC Graphics wants to sponsor it because AC Graphics is speaking, you know? I'm gonna reach out to all the speakers to give them an opportunity. If somebody wants to, the chamber, the chamber wants to sponsor it. Yeah, that would be super cool.
Yeah, get involved.
Yeah,
Get involved in.
yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Okay.
then the last thing would be to finalize the afterwards, the.
Yeah, the venue.
Yeah, the venue afterwards.
Cool.
So
And when it comes to the budget, didn't we already have a line for that, for the seminar, or do we?
I think
It's,
we
Yeah,
did.
right?
I don't think it's designated, like, it's not like. It's
I
not
thought it
like
was
boot
just
camp
for-
budget, is it?
It is.
It is?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
how much is it?
2000.
Okay,
Yeah, so
cool.
that's the budget.
Yeah, okay. And with that budget, can we do the giveaways? I thought last year the giveaways were
I think it's just because we were running out of, yeah, we had left over from the
Got
network.
it.
socials.
So we went shopping for.
Got
So we did like a big giveaway, but that's basically, if you have that whole 2,000, you have to try.
Got it, okay.
Trying to fill that out.
I would like to try to, like hustle for the giveaways. So, if any of you guys are tight with businesses around town, and can request for, you know, some perks to be raffled away, like whatever, dining cards, you know, maybe like 5 free classes, that's what, $440.
100% we're in.
Let's write it right
There we
now.
go, there we go, it's going in the minutes, going in the minutes.
Right place.
Where can I read?
Yeah, where can we sign up? Where can we sign up for that? Okay, I will, I'll do some hustling of my own. I'll propose that, sponsorship opportunities to, BNI and a couple people.
Cool, thank you.
And I'll also, reach out to the speakers already, if there's anybody that wants to throw some stuff in, okay?
Thanks
Sweet,
so much, Roni.
Okay.
Such an active role on this, appreciate it.
awesome, okay, that's all I got.
Cool, awesome. All right, cool, so we're good there. And then now the last but not least is that Main Street collab meeting. And I wrote down all the different items that you provided here, so that's super helpful. Before we go into the nitty gritty of it, I just wanted to make sure on the location. Like, I know when Carlos was here last time, you really liked the idea of using this room because it gives off a much more professional and like this is a serious government situation vibe, I guess is what he was going for, versus doing it somewhere else where people get distracted.
Let's ask them, we have. I think your input would actually be really valuable for this, because this was a big point
Yeah,
of
it was a big
debate.
debate, yeah.
So, yeah, so for the meeting of the Main Street merchants, do you think that we would have a better turnout if we held it here in this space? Or if we did it, for example, one of the ideas was, no, not Chella's, the Garrison, which is on Main Street and doesn't have a whole lot of traffic, and I'm sure he wouldn't mind maybe shutting it down for, or, you know, partial shutdown for that. What do you guys think would be a better turnout?
I mean, I don't know about turnout, but vibe wise, Garrison's like a bar. So yeah, it's close, but you're still like in a bar. It's not like here, I don't know, like just.
It's not as formal.
Sitting in
Yeah.
this chair, I feel like I have to be paying attention and like
Yeah.
engaged
Okay.
versus like a bar stool. I think.
Versus like if we did, oh my gosh, the mini room at Chella,
That's what I thought.
Santa Ayala.
Maybe
Yeah.
with Chavez.
Okay.
I think that would
It's still
be-
Chavez.
Yeah,
It's still Chavez.
it's
Okay.
still Chaplain's. Hey, yeah, no, I think that would be worse.
Okay.
Even than the Garrison.
Okay, so here,
Artwork and everything in there is not bad. For me, I think that for the meeting, I would think here's the best,
Okay.
but.
Cool.
That's
That leads me to my second question. Is it possible, Jonathan? I remember that was another question. We were looking at July 22nd at 5:30 PM was the
Oh, yeah.
date we were looking at.
It's free.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Can we,
Claire Sol will not be in town. That's my FYI.
okay.
I think I sent.
I remember you mentioned that, yeah. Could you and I'll attend? Is that
Yeah.
possible? I know it's kind of like out of hours or whatever, but
but we are not.
you know, homie status, you know, you and I like
I'm here right.
True.
No, I don't know what kind of function.
What's up?
We actually talked yesterday, I mean, I know you guys can't vote, so I'm just gonna
Yeah.
bring it up. But we talked about if possible to move it up, the meeting.
What, like closer?
Yeah,
The reason we did it that day was because Carlos was gonna be out of town.
Yeah, Carlos has been like one of the biggest drivers of this. and he's out
Yeah,
of
he's
town.
gonna be gone for like, you are, right? You are, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's leaving today. He's going to the airport.
Yeah,
Right, give it to
Thank
him.
you for meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's why.
That's why.
Yeah.
That was the only reason, yeah.
He's the one who said yesterday we're trying to move it up,
And he mentioned the 15th,
yeah.
That would be easier.
a week early.
Oh,
I mean, another reason we did 22nd is because it's the week after our next meeting here. So that way, if there's any last minute jump-ins or if any other,
It's a Monday.
you know, other Main Street businesses want to jump in.
That's a
because-
Monday. It's a Monday.
What, the 22nd?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, but our meeting was the week
That's what
before
we
that,
got.
wasn't it? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
yeah.
It was the week before,
Could be
that,
that.
yeah, that gives it another opportunity for this, for people to come in and
Yeah.
last minute agenda ideas, because that was the whole idea that I wanted to give us 2 meetings just in case, because since we always have to wait a month between everything,
Yeah,
people forget or things get locked away or nobody remembers or things happen, you know, so right now it's just YouTube, but maybe on the next meeting, you guys tell some other people, and then we've got 5 or 6 here, you know, and they've got other ideas, you know what I mean? So that's why I kind of wanted to give us 2 meetings of breathing room.
That week is pretty, it's like very packed, like budget workshops.
Okay, so we can't even get the room anyways, I guess, so
Meeting
I guess it works out.
Ribbon cutting,
Yeah,
festival
could be,
meetings, like.
yeah.
Okay, so it worked
And
out.
then a week prior, it's council meetings and.
Alright, okay. So there's a bunch of reasons.
And then
So
Fourth of July.
it works out. Alright, cool. Alright, cool. So July 22nd at 5:30, that's what we're looking at, and we're gonna do this room. Can we do that, Jonathan? Book it or whatever? In there in the system, and then we'll be good, and then we'll solidify the agenda. I'm gonna put on the next agenda here to really solidify the agenda. Hopefully we have quorum and we can really.
I was gonna say, we
Vote
really
on
need
that.
quorum at the next meeting.
Yeah, we do.
So like Jonathan, if you can, you know, yell at the little people of the world that they need to be here.
This one wasn't that big a deal, because it's more of a recap on making
Well,
sure we're
I
on
need-
the
yeah,
ball.
yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's important, but
We need stuff
the
voted.
next meeting, we really need to vote and finalize a couple things.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
This
I
is
was
only the
like, I
second
need,
time we haven't.
I'm
hit
like, I
quorum.
need money, so
Very-
yes, we need to vote.
Very random that this happens.
Pero ahorita voy a la budget for
I mean, I guess we do have a budget, I guess I can just like start it, okay, great, thanks.
No, you
guys.
can't. That's a sizable amount, and if you don't spend it, it goes
Great,
to waste, you know,
Okay.
like it just.
yeah, and it's like
It's
due,
for that.
and it's like
for
due,
that
like,
line item.
right, our budget has to be spent by the end of September or by September first?
You remember, Jonathan?
Wait, what is that?
When
The
is
budget has to be spent by September 30th or spent by September first?
No, we need deliverables by 9:30, so we can just, cut and upload a check on the 30th.
No, I
Yeah,
have
that's fine.
$2,000,
No,
I'm
but
not gonna be
it's,
spending
you know,
10 grand.
Monday.
If you want to give me 10 grand.
People try to push it, we need
Gotcha.
everything.
Okay.
So basically, by the event,
Yeah,
you
we're
got
good.
2 K to work with, I think
That's
I think
fine.
it's a good amount,
Okay.
hopefully, and if not, we let
I'm
me know.
just
we can go for it.
curious, just like bylaws and whatnot, if there are things that need to be purchased, is it permissible for me to purchase things and the town reimburse me from the budget, or it needs to be billed directly to the town?
There are ways that we can figure it out, it is in your best interest to not pay the taxes because we couldn't reimburse that.
Correct.
So I'll speak with Isle, cause she does
No
have
tips,
a
no
lot
take no
with
hits,
with
no-
purchasing things like bingos and other events.
Okay, so I'm
Cool.
just gonna.
Yeah, we just don't.
I mean, it is a possibility, I would just
Just,
save your
just
money.
randomly, if anybody remembers,
Paper that shows that.
Right.
I was gonna say just random, if anybody remembers things from last year that we wish we would have had. I know one of the things that's just a pet peeve of mine, I didn't like our crappy name tags. I, would like to order some, like, not like plastic name tags, but like whatever, like a lanyard or like a.
You see things, right?
No, for the
Oh,
participants.
good idea.
Like we had like,
Good idea.
like a sticker on name tag, like write your name, like I wanna do something a little bit nicer, I
Yeah,
wanna,
that's a good idea.
like I'd like to like pre-print agendas, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Maybe we order some pens, I don't know, maybe we get a little crazy.
yeah, I mean, we
Yeah.
definitely have a budget for it,
Yeah.
that's why we set apart a budget, so we could really go all out with it this year,
Okay,
I think
cool.
we can do it, I think it'll be
Yeah.
fun.
Okay,
So you-
awesome, maybe we get some cows, the Miami Lakes cow.
I mean,
We
everybody
have
wants a
cows.
cow.
We did have cows last time, you're right.
No, but
Yeah.
everybody takes them.
I
Hey,
know.
I'll show you
We're like-
three. You only
I
have three.
know, or we're like
Also,
collecting
we're-
those, crazy.
Yeah.
We're taking the cows,
The
man.
lunch cows are-
Yeah, they hoard them.
Yeah.
They hoard the
Yeah,
cows.
he knows where the cows are, where are the cows?
Upstairs.
Okay.
Do we still have, like, we have like a decent amount?
He's got them all.
We've got a lot?
The keeper of the cow.
It's like the cows.
He doesn't want to divulge where they are.
The cows are like a bunch of cows, they're all dying.
40 on my shelf.
Alright.
They're all dying, and then it stopped being funny.
Okay.
What time on the
They got over
22nd?
the cows. 5:30 PM is what we're looking at. Yeah, regular time.
I'm putting it in my.
If you can be a little later, that's okay, I guess,
I'm
but
putting it in my calendar as it's a functional subcommittee meeting. Well,
Okay,
I
sweet.
guess it could be like this.
Do we have all of the parties confirmed for that date and time?
Just want Clarisol and I have to re-up with Kyle because she has a very busy schedule
Yeah.
with committee.
from my perspective, it's, I double checked with Andrea and you said that we could get in touch with your people. Now that we have a final date and location and time, now we can do a little email blast.
It goes on
Okay.
everybody's
Merchants.
calendar in the town, like mayor, council.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Carmen's gonna help spread the word out, and you
Right.
guys too, since you're here,
But,
spread the
you know
word.
what I mean, but like, I just,
Repoke.
I just think we need to poke the right people that
No, for
could
sure.
be
No, it's
here,
just,
because you know what I mean, like, right, to
so-
round all these people up, and we put in a lot of time and effort into,
Yeah,
figuring
making-
out a date and whatnot, and then if the town doesn't show up, it's gonna look bad on them, not on us, So maybe if somebody wants to like nudge some,
I'm sure.
some council members, possibly those that are running. You know, mayors, potential mayors, council people that should be here, that would be nice, yeah.
I agree.
I think last time they didn't show, right?
No, we didn't have,
Right.
we didn't have anything.
Talking about-
No, I'm talking, no,
Yeah,
I'm
the-
not talking about the boot camp, I'm talking about the Main Street merchants, no, forget the boot camp, like, whatever, you come great, but, no, I'm talking about
Yeah,
the
but the Main
merchants.
Street merchant thing, it is
Yeah.
pretty key that one of them should
Yeah.
at least.
Yeah,
have a
because
presence.
that time we
Yes.
were hoping.
Yeah,
Correct,
same thing with.
yes. Yeah, I mean, same thing with the boot camp, but I'll yell at them when it's my turn. I'll yell at them in August, July.
Oh, yeah, but that's a good idea.
Yeah, so,
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty key. But all right, cool.
Do
So
we
July
want them here?
22nd,
Do we want them here?
that's what I want
This
them
room.
here,
Look
yes,
at
Spread the word.
We'll get it.
yes,
Do we want him here?
yes, we want them here.
We'll get him here.
Hello, Jack.
We'll get him here.
Okay. Cool. You had a list. Is that in writing?
Yes.
Can you email that to me so I can
Yes.
include it in the minutes? See.
Alrighty, cool. So, other than that, I'll just go real quick over the announcements. I know Mandy said just wanted me to spread this around the word about this June 25th. There's a social security seminar going on here, so if anyone's interested in that. Next Tuesday, yeah. July 4th, Independence Day, and then July 10th is the next chamber luncheon. We're gonna have,
Do you
I think it's
have
another
the
speaker talking about the
option, or
sheriff-
do you have the
sheriff
floor
position.
or-
we have a few speakers that are coming in just talking about, just people running for the new sheriff position. That's the new chamber speaker, I guess, I forgot.
Yeah, yeah,
First name and name.
there's two of them.
Yeah, this month and the next month as well, people going for a sheriff.
I'm about to say all that.
But alright, other than that, we're good. That's adjournment. I think I can make a motion to adjourn, right? Like,
No.
I guess we're just kind of.
We had-
We're just gonna go, or what? You can stay, now we're done. Alright, cool. And then next meeting, we'll be together. Thank you for this. We had quorum